Hello, hello! Two here, and welcome back to the ever-growing world of my Digimon headcanons and what-ifs. Today's video will be another dive into the universe of Power Rangers. That's right, this time we see what happens when past, present, and future collide. What if the Time Force Rangers got their very own Digimon partners? Some notes and ground rules first. I will be covering all of the team members that were considered Time Force Rangers, and I am still planning for this to be an overarching series, so Wild Force and Onward are still upcoming as well. Also, this is a video of my opinions. I understand that you aren't all going to agree with me or each other, so let's all just try and be nice and civil in the comments. This is also not a video about the actors playing these characters. Any real life problems or tragedies are not going to be discussed in this video. This is meant to be a pure fluff piece on Digimon and Power Rangers, nothing more. I will continue to try and give Digimon index style descriptions of any customer recolored mons I create. So lastly, this is not a crest video. I'll be doing adventure era lines without designing and assigning crests, as there are plenty of other things I have to contend with here. Anyways, let's head back into my Digirangers timeline. The Lightspeed Rescue Rangers of Mariner Bay become an image of the distant past as we meet a new set of colorful heroes. That is a horrible quality photo, but I just really like the photo, sorry. These heroes, equipped with their high-tech chronomorphers, become the Time Force Power Rangers. So let's dive on in. We obviously won't be needing the old Rescue Digimorphers, as we're not focusing on the Rescue Rangers anymore. We are gonna first be introduced though to Alex Drake, a Power Ranger in the year 3000 who is a stern and no-nonsense kind of fellow. If you couldn't tell by now, this man will use the Chrono Digimorpher to become the Red Time Force Ranger for now. The D-Storage was the perfect Digivice for this season, as was aptly pointed out by viewer Radamap455, so thanks for the inspiration. Though, spoiler alert, we don't spend too much time with Alex. It doesn't hurt to get to know his partner though, Time Piecemon. This recolor of the always cool Watchmon plays a pretty significant role in this story, but you'll see what I mean in a little while. Time Piecemon are known for their ability to briefly freeze a small area in stasis, allowing it to either flee or gain an advantage on their foes. During an encounter with the evil mutant Rancic, Time Piecemon digivolves to Clockmon. Continuing an obvious theme here, I wanted to keep things simple for now, but as some of you may know, Alex is killed in the line of duty, leaving Time Piecemon and the other Rangers alone, while Rancic escapes through time to the distant past. This leaves Alex's partner, Time Piecemon, only showing us his champion form, Clockmon. Our heroes, who we'll all be introduced to shortly, act quick and use their resources to follow Rancic to the year 2001, so that they may bring the mutant to justice. On to our first real line now. Let's all give a hearty welcome to the gorgeous boy in motion, Lucas Kendall. This smoldering cool guy is more than just his looks. Lucas acts as the team's expert driver and overall vehicle specialist, who, with his Chrono Digimorpher, is our blue Time Force Ranger. So let's meet Lucas's amazing partner, Beetlemon. That's right, I get to use a being who is always in the back of my mind. Digibeetle, a sentient vehicle from Digimon World 2, who, in my opinion, deserves to be a Digimon in their own right, and I stand by that. Digibeetlemon are kind and generous Digimon that often help smaller creatures get to their destinations safely. This guy plays well into Lucas's role as the vehicle expert for the Time Force Rangers. Digibeetlemon will digivolve to Digibugmon. I recolored Mulemon, a newer Digimon, to create the next logical step in the Digibeetle's evolution. Not only does it look like the Digibeetle, but I named it to reference the VW Beetle, also known as the Slugbug. These loyal Digimon are known for their remarkable speeds and for testing the mettle of anyone who dares attempt to ride the Robo-mount, only allowing the most skilled tamers the chance to travel with it. Digibugmon will digivolve next to Slugbugmon. Continuing our evolution of this naming concept, this Rapidmon recolor resumes our move away from standard vehicles and more towards general robotics. Slugbugmon, while still allowing tamers or Digimon to ride on its back, has developed a knack for hand-to-hand combat. Its breakneck speed makes it an immensely difficult opponent in battle. Slugbugmon will reach max power though as it digivolves to Chrono Beetlemon. I ended this line with a new variant of Fujinmon, one of the Digimon I always preferred as Rapidmon's Mega Evo, Chrono Beetlemon brings our combat robot vibes full circle. This Zord-like Mon is able to whisk its partner around the world in record time while also managing to be an even more powerful fighter. So, Lucas will be partnered with a Digi Beetlemon, who will eventually digivolve to Digibugmon, Slugbugmon, and Chrono Beetle. Let's move on from our resident cool guy to our sweet but strong big sister. This lady in yellow may be one of my favorite rangers to this day just for her personality alone. Katie Walker is a fierce warrior, a strong woman, but a gentle soul. A mix of femininity and power, Katie uses the yellow Chrono Digimorpher to become the Yellow Time Force Ranger. Being the muscle of the team, I could have easily gone down the route of big beefy monsters, which we all know I love. But I wanted to represent what I felt she showed so well in the series. Katie had a great balance of sweet but strong, so her partner will start out as Little Sistermon. I recolored Sistermon Blanc to create a seemingly weaker and frail partner for Katie to initially misunderstand. I see Katie being overprotective of her partner at first, rarely letting her fight out of fear. This all changes though when Little Sistermon steps up to take down a foe even her evolved teammates couldn't handle. Little Sistermon are known as the tiny powerhouse Digimon. Despite their small stature, they are able to lift objects 10 times their size. The power doesn't stop there though. Little Sistermon shows Katie just how capable she is when she finally digivolves to Middle Sistermon. This Sistermon CL variant is not one to be trifled with. Middle Sistermon are known as the mediators of the Sistermon family. They often study the situations they find themselves in to fully know everything that can happen before showcasing their immense strength to end any conflicts. This analytical and powerful Digimon will eventually digivolve to Big Sistermon. I decided to continue focusing on melee weapon wielders with this recolor of Chohakaimon. Her wit and strategy is only matched by her sheer strength. This Mon can knock buildings down with her heavyweight claw hammer named Responsibility. In a fierce fight with one of Rancic's biggest monsters, Big Sistermon will level up one last time to digivolve to Eldest Sistermon. Queen Chessmon takes on a new look to complete our sisterly line, including the weapon from Chohakaimon, well, from Big Sistermon, which is Responsibility. Eldest Sistermon are rare beings who keep their families safe from the shadows. Even when things go unnoticed or unappreciated, you can always count on the eldest sister, Mon, to know what needs to be done. Few can rival this Digimon's battle strategy and knowledge. So our team's big sister is rightfully partnered with Little Sistermon, who through determination will become Middle Sistermon, Big Sistermon, and Eldest Sister. I genuinely love this line, and I'm always wanting to give more skin color variations and representations in Digimon. Now, Katie does have quite the bond with everyone on the team, but more specifically, our adorable cutie in green seems to be her bestie. Trip is our resident alien from the planet Zybria. Though not a mutant himself, he understands well the plight of mutants and the discrimination they face. Our kind, if at times naive ranger, uses the power of his Chrono Digimorpher to become the Green Time Force Ranger. However, Trip is never alone. In the show, he had a special connection with their mentor or mascot, or whatever we would consider Circuit. This cute robo-owl felt like the perfect partner for Trip, so in this reality, our Green Ranger is partnered with Circuitmon. This recolor of Owlmon is both a reference to Circuit, but also a new character in their own right. Circuitmon are mutated Digimon that hide their mutations under several layers of cybernetic upgrades. They are sought after for their precognitive abilities, making them great at divining the future. Circuitmon will digivolve to Facademon. This Lianpumon recolor is meant to reference Trip's telepathy and his ability to see through people's facades and hear their true emotions. This also continues our theme of our Mon's tendency to hide their true appearance. Facademon is a talented seer who can also use his many masks to alter how the world views them, making them an unintentional master of disguise. Facademon will digivolve again, this time to Isolatomon. This time we did some light redesigning on Shakumon, a Digimon who gets way too much hate for my opinion, but we did this to create a new, more intense variation of Trip's partner's ability to hide what they truly are. Isolatomon are solitary creatures who are rarely seen in society. Trip reveals to his partner, though, that he's always known he was a mutant and just figured he would tell him when he was ready. But Trip couldn't stand by and watch his partner hide away more and more of himself. This revelation leads to Isolatemon finally finding his true, authentic self as he digivolves to Authentimon. I recolored an older Digimon, Parallelmon, to create the perfect Digimon who could burst from the metal shell of Isolatemon, revealing his true mutated beauty. I think this development would occur around the time Trip confronts another ranger we'll touch on in a little while about their prejudice against mutants or monsters. So our kind and considerate Trip is partnered with Circuitmon, who will digivolve to Facademonn, Isolatemon, and then finally Authentimon. As much fun as that was, I think it's time to revisit our fallen Red Ranger. When they first arrive in our time, the team is shocked to meet Wesley Collins, a shockingly identical looking ancestor of Alex. Wesley steps up to help the Rangers fight off Ransing's threats. Tired of living under his rich father's thumb, he decides to use the futuristic Chrono Digimorpher to become the new Red Time Force Ranger. In their first fight, Wes steps in to protect Time Beastmon, who we know to be a recolor of Watchmon and Alex's former partner. Even though Time Beastmon was against Wes's inclusion, he realizes that this man's heart is true and decides they can work together even if for a temporary amount of time. This comes to fruition though, as Time Beastmon is able to use his new bond with Wes to digivolve to Futumon. This Timemon recolor seems to be a more independent Digimon than his previous champion form Clockmon, who commands over the clock he rides on. Futumon uses his enhanced reflexes to tackle his problems head-on rather than through commanding others. Futumon will continue this bond with Wes and enjoy the lack of pressure that he felt when he once led the Time Force Digimon. This new level of relaxation and support allows him to digivolve to Clocktowermon. That's right, I recolored the Mansion Giant from the Pinocchiomon episode of Digimon Adventure, as it's almost kind of recognized as its own Digimon depending on the translation. I love the idea of this guy becoming a genuine Digimon, so let's do it. Either way, this variation of Housemon is meant to represent the clock tower the Rangers reside in. Clocktowermon are gentle giants known for helping the residents surrounding them with both timekeeping and security. Clocktowermon will eventually reach a level of power he never once reached with Drake as he digivolves one last time to Temporalmon. I completely redesigned several aspects of Ancient Mirrormon to create a master of time and magic. I wanted Wes's partner to be more zen foil to his hyperactive Himboness. This also helps differentiate him from his time with Alex as a more aggressive and commanding battler. Temporalmon are sages of time who reside within the time stream. Able to dip in and out of time, these Digimon help others fight anomalies in history to help restore peace and continuity. So, with the help of his new partner Wes, Time Beastmon will digivolve to Futumon, Clocktowermon, and Temporalmon. Now, enough of the new guy. Let's meet our fearless leader in pink? That's right, folks. Jen Scotts is our first female leader and pink team commander. This badass femme fatale is one of the best rangers to ever grace our screens, and I wish she could have started a trend of female leaders, but we wouldn't see another one until years later. I also wish she could have been the start of non-red ranger leaders, not counting auxiliary rangers like Tommy, but again, we rarely see that either. With her Chrono Digimorpher in hand though, she will become our pink Time Force Ranger. Now, who is our new boss's partner? Leadermon. This recolor of Ludomon is meant to tap into Jen's hardcore and militant approach to leadership. Leadermon are known for being the first on the field and hold a take no prisoners mentality in combat. Leadermon will eventually digivolve to Commandermon. I recolored Arbormon to continue the big ass weapon theme I decided to go for with Jen for some reason. I mean, she's such a badass, and they also all possess giant guns, so I kind of like the idea of big robots with her, specifically. Commandermon often finds themselves working hand in hand with Leadermon and Commandermon to tackle their foes in a unified assault. Commandermon will digivolve to Munitionsmon. This time I made a variant of Assaultmon to further our weaponry and just commanding of the battlefield theme. Munitionsmon are known for their armory level of weapons they always have on them. Unlike their teammates, Munitionsmon are known to maintain a calmness and choose their weapon carefully based on their opponent at the moment. Munitionsmon, with the help of a more focused and dedicated gen, will digivolve once more to War Munitionsmon. This time, Brigadramon received the recolored treatment, and I'm not too shocked as I love throwing this guy into the mix when I can. War Munitionsmon are masters of combat and war, always knowing just when and where to strike. So our powerful leader is partnered with a Leadermon who will become Commandermon, Munitionsmon, and War Munitionsmon. But now with the core team out of our way, we have a new player to contend with, who takes a while to warm up to the Rangers. Eric Myers is the aggressive and trigger-happy leader of the Silver Guardians, the security force created by Wes's misguided father. Between a rivalry with Wes and a hatred of mutants, Eric has a long way to go, but that never stops him from using the Quantum Digimorpher to become the Quantum Ranger. His entire line will be based around his command of the Quantasaurus Rex Zord, but to start, our hot but angry Quantum Ranger is partnered with Quantasaurmon. This Agumon X variant is a really cool Digimon that allows me to play with some X antibody Digimon, whom I have so much love for. Come on, Time Stranger, let us have X antibodies. I'm begging you, Bandai, just do it. I would, oh my god, right? Come on. Anyways, Quantasaurmon are a long-thought extinct cousin to the Agumon line. Known for their fierceness in battle, these mon are ones not to be trifled with. Quantasaurmon will digivolve to Quantasaurusmon. Okay, name is barely different, but this Tyrannomon X recolor is cool enough, so it should make up for the lack of a name difference here. A powerful dinosaur Digimon, Quantasaurusmon are ones feared by all thanks to their insane strength and speed. Things only get scarier though as Quantasaurusmon digivolves to Metal Quantasaurusmon. This time, Metal Tyrannomon X was recolored to create this beastly Metal Digimon. A revived Digimon fitted with cybernetic upgrades, Metal Quantasaurusmon is one mon you'd hate to see in a dark alley, though I doubt he'd fit. Eric finally learns to work with the Rangers though as they come together to face Ransic's ultimate attack. This battle allows Eric and his partner to work as such instead of their usual commander and commandee relationship. This lets Metal Quantasaurusmon finally digivolve to Quantasaurus Rexmon. Oh yeah, War Greymon X was recolored to make this phenomenal megaform for Eric's partner. Quantasaurus Rexmon are heroes of legend in the digital world. Not only are they strong and fearsome, but also kind and generous. They make sure to help any and all in need, no discrimination in sight. Eric's personal prejudice was what prevented them from reaching this form for so long. Finally able to be recognized as the 6th Time Force Ranger, Eric is partnered with Quantasaurmon, who will digivolve to Quantasaurusmon, Metal Quantasaurusmon, and Quantasaurus Rexmon. Rangers may be done, but I have a few more characters I'd like to touch on, namely villains. For the sake of this story, I feel like the villains who have Digimon partners would not possess Digivices. Their partners would digivolve naturally and stay in those forms until their next Digivolution, if there is one. Frax is a robot in service of Rancic, though he has his own nefarious plans. He occasionally works with a Digimon known as Robomon. This recolor of Espimon is a robotic helper to Frax who is instrumental in the creation of many nefarious tools and traps. He does at some point jump into the action though and digivolve to Craftmon. This mon is a continuation of our invention themes for Frax's partner. Next up though, we have the gorgeous Nadira stepping up to the plate. Nadira is not a very serious enemy for a majority of the series, as she really just likes to have fun and look good while doing it. This is reflected in her partner, Femutantmon. This recolor of Tinkermon really helps showcase this mutant's obsession with looks and appeal. However, through her tryst with Lucas, Nadira feels as though she can start to be a more authentic version of herself, which allows Femutantmon to digivolve to Botnymon. This time I recolored Shurimon to give her a more battle-focused mon, who is less frilly and more on the raw mutation side of things. This theme only continues as she realizes her father's hatred of humans almost mirrors the hatred he felt as a mutant. In helping Trip deliver a baby, a truly innocent soul, she realizes her father can't continue his reign of terror and turns against him as her partner Botnymon digivolves to Fasciationmon. I recolored Kabukimon to create this mutant plant Digimon. I named this mon after the condition of abnormal growth in plants that can be caused by random genetic mutation. Lastly though, we have the man himself, Rancic. We see his partner grow over the course of the series, starting out as Mutomon, a recolor of Starsmon to represent his control over his mutant forces. As Rancic's power grows though, so does Mutomon as he digivolves to Mutationmon. Obviously, I recolored Starmon this time so we could create an easy champion form here. From there, Mutationmon will digivolve to Bombermon, continuing the theme of destructive mutants. I wanted Rancic's partner to become more and more mutated, resulting in something overtly scary. That's why Bombermon will end his line as Digimon. This terrifying mutant is the culmination of Rancic's power and hatred. I think the story would end with Rancic realizing how wrong he was, as his actions caused Digimon to perish in battle. Though he would return as a Digi-Egg, Rancic would dedicate the rest of his life to raising his partner back up to be a good Digimon who hates no one. So there you have it, folks. That is our foray into a Power Rangers Time Force and Digimon crossover. I'm of course still planning to tackle Wild Force and onward, so stay tuned. I'm particularly excited for Mystic Force, but more on that much later. I also have some other content, namely a lot of Pokemon stuff, because I'm in a bit of a Pokemon kick right now, probably because ZA is coming out soon. But yeah, like I did that recent gym leader video, so please go check that out. I know you guys are not going to come in for the Pokemon stuff as much, which I totally get, but if you could just at least click on it and watch it for a little bit, I'd really appreciate that. As always though, if you like my content or this video in particular, please subscribe, like, and or comment. Also feel free to check out my TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter linked below. Beneath that, you'll find a link invite to our Discord channel, so feel free to hop on in and join the 282. Thanks again for watching though, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! I love Power Rangers. It hurts me knowing that right now we don't have any new Power Rangers season. I thought Power Rangers was gonna go on forever, like Grey's Anatomy, but it's not. I need both of those shows to never end.